This is what I tell people. You know, what radicalized me was the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and this country's history of fighting for freedom. And so after a while, it all starts to add up. You start seeing the contradictions. It has nothing to do with the Communist Manifesto or Das Kapital. It all has to do with the way you're brought up and to see what's right and what's wrong. Also, I was brought up in a very Roman Catholic family, and I went to catechism every Saturday. We did our novenas every Tuesday. And so, and my mother subscribed to a magazine called the Maryknoll Missionaries. And they always got these booklets, and I read it, and how they did good work. And you start seeing and reading, and then you see what's happening here. And then you start to form your own political thought. Then you start seeing the contradictions in the society. One thing, what they say, and then you start thinking back. Like in the military, I noticed that Mrs. Woolridge, my high school teacher, my fourth grade teacher, her husband was a pilot in the U.S. Army, and yet they lived in these wooden housing, you know, out in the woods, you know, and everyone else of his rank were living in nice barracks, housing. And you start wondering, well, what's going on here? So things started adding up. Then there was a Filipino major down the street from us, Berante. He lived in the same type of housing we live. And then your bus would pass by brick housing, and you see you know, white folks, white officers, white non-commissioned officers living there. You start to wonder, well, what's going on here? You know, they stress in the military that you're all one color, you know, green, because of the color of your uniform, or khaki.
Right.
But it's not that way. You know, there's racism. And, you know, you just got to go above it and do what you got to do in order to cope with it. But it starts to add up. And this is why some people just don't quite understand when we talk about what we believe in. It's because they're supposed to believe in the same things we do if they read the Constitution, if they read the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, if they read all that stuff, then we shouldn't have the problems we're having now.